Probably I have not been talking enough about this. In order to be an entrepreneur, so much depends on your capacity to self-orient, to have a North Star and orient yourself. Now, what does it mean in practical terms? 3 pillars. You need to be coachable, trainable, and fractable. I wrote an article about this, so you can really look into it. What it means to be coachable, trainable, and fractable. When you are working with a coach together, and the coach gives you some advice, and then maybe your ego reacts, or you have some sort of personal barrier, or you feel a conflict, or emotionally feel disturbed, or you reach a zone of discomfort that doesn't let you, take in what the coach is telling you. Even you ask the coach to support you, you cannot take it in. That means that you are not coachable. That the coach cannot be frank and straightforward, direct with you to help you, because you still have not learned or developed the capacity to receive advice, positive critique, insights, information without feeling disturbed and being out of your comfort zone. You are unable to take that information to do something positive with it. Now, when you are coachable, all this information that you receive in daily life becomes useful for you. You can really build yourself from that information. That information is given to you in daily life. Daily life gives you that information all the time. But if we want to accelerate the process, maybe we have the lack of perception and awareness to really notice, the lack of self-observation to notice what daily life is teaching us. We ask a coach to look at our life, at what we do, decisions, choices, patterns from a different perspective with more distance, and then the coach helps us. And then you need to be coachable to receive that help. But in the Metrics ecosystem, we don't do coaching. We do coaching training in a fractable system. So the second pillar is about being trainable. Being trainable means that you need to learn a skill set. You need to learn tools, you need to learn to use protocols, systems, algorithms, designs, and for all of that, you need to be trained. So imagine that somebody wants to run 100 meters and doesn't allow the trainer to help them to push harder so that they can reach a certain milestone. That means to be trainable, but if you are not trainable, there is no system, challenge, or method or gamification that can help you improve your performance. So this is so important then that you become trainable. So when you're working by yourself, you need to be able to put a certain structure and discipline and rhythm so that you can train yourself. And when you are lacking the capacity, the discipline, the will to do that, it is good to have a trainer. Now, let's say that discipline means to do today what your future self needs, not what your present self prefers, which normally has all the motivations. So realizing your business has to do a lot of building that future, to working into that future. Now, the third element that's extremely important is to be fractable, and that has to do with our ability to build that future. And the basic statement here is, do today what you need to do with the same quality as you will be doing it in the future that you desire. Let's say I'm a musician, and this is true. I play the handpan and I rehearse sometimes because I want to improve my technique. So if I would rehearse without any extra motivation, like just for having fun, probably I will develop the technique, but that doesn't help me to be fractable and achieve my goal. Let's say that my goal becomes to play on a stage with 1,000 people that is capable to pay, 1,000 euros for a weekend listening to me, including workshops and everything. And that would be fantastic, but if I would like to play for the audience, the way I rehearse with the handpan needs a different kind of focus. I need to be sharp in a different way. I need to have a different kind of emotional presence if I would like to do that. So if I will play every time the handpan with that presence, certainly the quality of my art will improve, and it will come close to the level, the stage of development I need to reach the audience I want. That means to be fractal. So that means that in every decision you make, you bring in the quality, the presence, the skill set, the intentionality, the consciousness that you need to have, that you would like to have in that future that you would like to live. And that means to be fractable. So if you are in a coaching and training program in the Matrix Q Research Institute, or in a program for developing your abilities as a solopreneur at the Matrix Q Academia, or in the Quantum Growth System for Growth, you need to be coachable, trainable, and fractable. If you don't fulfill these three basic pillars, then there is no much of a future you can realize. To be fractable helps you to reach those milestones, to put a different quality of presence in everyday rhythm, to really use the structure that is given to you so that you can maximize the outcome. This happens when you are fractable, when you can manage time in a structured way, in a rhythmic way, and then you can focus on achieving those tiny milestones, the smart goals that you can implement to improve every day one more step. So this is my sharing today with you about being fractable, coachable, and trainable, and I hope the information serves you. I will add the link to the article below this video, and yeah, looking forward to welcome you in our ecosystem. Yes, one more thing I have to add. There are different types of coaching systems. We do not provide coaching. I'm just not only a coach. What I provide is programs in which you need these three pillars. You need to be coachable, trainable, and fractable. So that means that we combine coaching training with a data-driven methodology that help us measure, predict, and hence optimize your performance. And for that, we use different frameworks. So it is not only about how to be a companion for you to achieve your goals. We influence, and all members that join us understand that in our terms of service that we are ready to influence their life in a positive way based on the agreements, the roadmap, the decisions they made with us in a tailor-made program. So that means that we're looking at the future together with them, and then we adjust that journey according to their own growth, to their own development. Therefore, training is extremely important, coaching very important, and to be fractable in the journey, absolutely important. So good luck with the journey. You're welcome to join us if you would like to try something new. This new approach works, and we have so much experience with it.